Good morning. Welcome to this press conference. The Secretary General will make. Thank you. Secretary General will make some opening remarks, and then we will take some questions. Sir, you have the floor.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure to see you this morning. Usually, we gather at this time around of the year, but now we meet at the end of my term. Believe it or not, I'll miss these exchanges. We have spent much time together in this room, in the halls of this building, and around the world over the last 10 years. You are part of the United Nations family, and I thank you for your strong commitment and working together and working for the United Nations. More than that, you have an important job to do, informing the world about our work, when we make progress and when we fall short. I deeply believe in your mission. I've been saying that you are connecting the world, connector between the United Nations and the world's people. And at a time when governments across the world are harassing journalists and cracking down on press freedom, I have worked hard to be your ally and defender. The fight for freedom of the press is everybody's fight. I'll be brief today to allow maximum time for questions. Let me make just 3 points. First, the carnage in Syria remains a gaping hole in the global conscience. Aleppo is now a synonym for hell. As I told the Security Council 3 days ago, we have collectively failed the people of Syria. Peace will only prevail when it is accompanied by compassion, justice, and accountability for the abominable crimes we have seen. Second, I'm closely following the deteriorating situation in South Sudan. This week marks the 3rd anniversary of the fighting. The country's leaders have betrayed their people's trust and squandered a peace agreement. Tens of thousands lie dead. Most immediately, my special advisor, Mr. Adama Dieng, has warned of the risk of genocide. We continue to push for access for life-saving relief, and I urge the Security Council to take more concerted action, including through punitive measures. Third, we will continue to support the global momentum behind the Paris Agreement on climate change. Climate action means jobs, growth, cleaner air, and better health. Leaders from across the globe and on every front understand this, from Fortune 500 CEOs to governors and mayors. The Paris Agreement on climate change is a precious achievement that we must support and nurture. There is no turning back. Ladies and gentlemen, I will undertake one last trip during my final days in office to speak at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale and to visit Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum in Springfield. One can draw a straight line from the principles that President Lincoln defended to those that represent the best spirit of the United States and that animate the United Nations. Lincoln was a heroic force for equality, integration, and reconciliation, and desperately we need that spirit today. This has been a decade of unceasing test, but I have also seen collective action change millions of lives for the better. Difficult as it may sometimes be, international cooperation remains the path to a more peaceful and prosperous world. I will continue to spare no effort to appeal to world leaders, long-standing or duly minted, to recognize and embrace that preeminent 21st century fact. Finally, I wish to express my appreciation to our host country and host city. Yesterday in Washington, D.C., I thanked President Obama, Vice President Biden, and National Security Advisor Rice for their strong support over the years. We all stressed the centrality of close, productive ties between the United States and the United Nations. I have also recently met with the Mayor de Blasio of New York and Governor Christie of New Jersey, and will speak soon to Governor Cuomo of New York. The United Nations continues to draw strength from its home here in the New York metropolitan area. Thank you again for your friendship over the past decade, and I wish you continued good success and work and engage more closely with the United Nations so that you will always deliver and connect the world with the United Nations. And thank you very much. And now let me say one last thing. I'm happy to take your questions. Thank you.